You're born in the deep. Not metaphorically, literally the Mariana Trench. Roughly 4 million years ago, you hatched from an egg the size of a bus. In pitch blackness, under more pressure than a guilt-ridden Catholic. Your siblings? Eaten. Your parents? Long gone. You? Just a baby monster trying to breathe through gills the size of windshields in water cold enough to freeze steel. Congratulations. You're a prehistoric lizard with radioactive lungs. Your first meal? Probably a trilobite the size of a dog. Crunchy. But the deeper problem is, well, you glow. You're full of natural radiation, like a walking Chernobyl core in a meat suit. So everything around you either flees, dies, or mutates horribly. You are the worst dinner guest in Earth's history. You don't grow fast. You metastasize. By your teenage years, you're already the size of a blue whale. By adulthood, 400 feet tall, 90,000 tons. Your bite force? Comparable to a T-Rex on creatine. Your footsteps? Local earthquakes. Every inch you grow, gravity gets angrier. You're not just a kaiju, you're a geological threat with thighs. Let's talk teeth. Each one is the size of a short sword, curved like a scimitar and sharp enough to cut through steel plating. But they regrow slowly. Lose one in battle, and now you're gumming your way through skyscrapers for weeks. Also, fun fact, you don't chew. You just bite, crush, swallow, and hope your atomic stomach handles it. Now let's address the atomic breath. It's not fire, it's not lasers. It's a directed stream of ionized nuclear plasma, expelled through a specialized organ system along your dorsal plates. Temperature? Around 500,000 degrees Celsius. That's 50 times hotter than lava. Sounds cool, right? Except every time you use it, you temporarily blind yourself with the glow, deplete your radiation reserves, and scorch your own throat lining. Oh, and if you miss? Well, there goes Tokyo. You don't hunt, you balance. The Earth has you hard-coded into its biological firewall. Mutos rise? You rise. Titans wake? You wake. You're less of an apex predator and more of a cosmic janitor. Except instead of a broom, you carry a tactical nuke in your throat. And instead of thanks, you get missiles to the face. Speaking of missiles, humans suck. They see you once, panic, and launch 300 tons of ordnance. Doesn't hurt much, but it itches, and it pisses you off. Even when you're saving the planet, someone's trying to nuke your face off. Every beach trip ends with a military escort. You are public enemy, natural disaster, and walking war crime, all rolled into one. Let's talk locomotion. You're 393 feet tall. That's taller than the Statue of Liberty. You weigh 99,634 tons, about 16 times heavier than a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. You don't walk. You heave. Every step reshapes the crust under your feet. You leave behind seismic scars just trying to find a quiet place to nap. Oh, and don't forget swimming. You're shockingly good at it. You can glide silently through the Pacific at 30 knots like a radioactive submarine. But that tail? 300 feet long. 15,000 tons of muscle. Great for breaching battleships. Not great for stealth. You once capsized an entire fishing fleet just turning around. Breathing? Yeah, that's a full-time job. Your lungs are the size of apartment buildings. You've got secondary gill systems for underwater use and a high-pressure vascular system that keeps your blood from boiling at depth. But surface air? Too thin. Every breath is like sipping soup through a straw made of sadness. Your roar? Iconic. It hits 174 decibels, louder than a volcanic eruption. But it comes at a cost. Your vocal cords are reinforced with keratin and vibrating cartilage plates the size of truck tires. You can only roar a few times a day or you shred your own throat. Even monsters get vocal strain. You sleep in catacombs full of radiation. Not comfy caves, not plush beds. Literal molten rock and atomic waste. You need radiation to live. It's your food, your fuel, your coffee. No fallout, no heartbeat. So when humans start cleaning up nukes, you starve. And don't forget your caloric intake. You burn about 300 million calories a day just existing. It's like eating 500,000 Big Macs minus the fries. To sustain that, you absorb radiation like a living reactor. Sunlight barely scratches the surface. You need fallout zones, warhead dumps, or raw geothermal energy. And even then, you're still running on fumes. And digestion? Yeah, remember those tank battalions you swallowed? They're still down there, rusting. Your stomach's basically a museum of human mistakes, and with acid. You are territorial. Not because you're petty, but because other titans suck. Ghidorah, space dragon with storm powers. Kong, a sentient gorilla with daddy issues and an axe. Mudos, they breed like bugs and scream like microwaved raccoons. So yeah, you slap first and ask questions never. Let's talk fights. Every battle is like MMA inside a collapsing city. You get stabbed, crushed, blasted, bitten, and electrocuted, all before lunch. And the worst part? You heal slow. It can take weeks to regenerate a chunk of muscle. But don't worry, humanity will still expect you to show up again by next Tuesday. Godzilla versus Kong. Let's not even talk about it. You were jet-lagged, underfed, and still recovering from being nuked in the face. And what does the internet say? Kong won round 2. No, he didn't. You stopped your own atomic breath to let him get a punch in. That's not losing, that's pity. Your brain? Bigger than people think. Roughly the size of a sedan. High spatial awareness, long-term memory, but you're still a lizard. No thumbs, no speech, no TikTok. You solve problems with violence, roars, and tail whips, not therapy. Humans keep filming you. Every moment of pain? Viral. You get atomic breath indigestion and it's a meme in 4K. You save the world? They crop you out and zoom in on Millie Bobby Brown. Justice for kaiju. Want a family? Too bad. You're the last of your kind. Maybe nobody's really sure. There might be a Godzilla Jr. somewhere out there. Or maybe you ate him. Memory's fuzzy. Either way, you're a nuclear bachelor. You can't die, like, not really. Radiation keeps reviving you. Lava doesn't kill you. Even the oxygen destroyer only gave you a rash. You're nature's middle finger to extinction. Congrats, you're immortal. And tired. The hollow earth? It's your basement. Technically your origin zone. But now it's a monster buffet and everyone thinks you should be the manager. You want to sleep. They want a duel. Every hallway is another ambush. Even your home has jump scares. Let's talk dorsal fins. Those spiky plates down your back? They're not for show. They're heat sinks, sensory arrays, and part of your atomic breath system. But they're also fragile. Lose one, and your entire blast sequence gets thrown off. They're like Wi-Fi antennas on your spine, and muto claws love to snap them. And you do get tired. Every few decades, you go dormant. Not because you're lazy, because burning that much radiation for centuries turns your body into a dying sun. So you crawl back underground, to sleep, to heal, to stop glowing like a sad Christmas tree. Every day you exist, Earth gets weirder. New titans rise, ancient threats awaken. You don't get weekends, you don't get vacations. You get punched by moths and electrocuted by space dragons. Between earthquakes, you are the firewall between life and annihilation. And no one says thank you. Even your fans are annoying. Half the world worships you like a god. The other half calls you a threat. You can't even sneeze without making international news. You're a symbol, a weapon, a myth, but also a very tired, very radioactive lizard just trying to float for 5 minutes without being nuked. But hey, maybe being Godzilla isn't great. You're radioactive, alone, hunted, miserable. But it could be worse. You could have been born as a skullcrawler. No arms, no eyes, just legs, teeth, and hatred. You live underground, eat bones for breakfast, and your boss is a 3-headed alien dragon with a superiority complex. So yeah,